Three, two, one. Hey users, we're in the rapid prototyping session here and just wanted to show another feature that we're working on. This one is the chat response actions. So you can see I'm in my VirtualMe here and I asked what are 5 things to know about the Scram 411, which is a motorcycle that I have, and my VirtualMe responded with 5 of those things. And you can see when I hover over this message, a new UI pops up down at the bottom with thumbs up, thumbs down, and a copy button. So this gives users the chance to give us feedback about the response that they got from their VirtualMe. So if I like this, I can just click the thumbs up, and it'll say thank you for your feedback, and then disappear. If I didn't like this response, I could click thumbs down, and then this menu will pop up with a few different options to kind of help us understand why the user didn't like this response. So this response is irrelevant, doesn't make sense, is inaccurate. And then one more option, which is a link to email us to give us more feedback about this response in case one of these options isn't what the user is looking for. So we can say, I'll just click irrelevant here. Same thing. Thank you for your feedback. And then we'll get that feedback and hopefully work on making this response better. And then the third option here is just copying. So you can just click the copy button. You'll get a green check mark and this message is copied to your clipboard, and then you can paste it wherever you want. So yeah, hopefully that's pretty self-explanatory. In the future, I know we're going to persist the state of these responses so that after you give a thumbs up or a thumbs down, it'll remember that, and you won't have to, the UI will look a little bit different after you do that. Kind of like in Slack when you give an emoji response. But yeah, I think this is a pretty good start. Anything to add?
This is great. And Jing, I wonder if what you had just shared on our previous call is something you could also share as part of this video. Is that open to the public, shareable?
Yeah, definitely. Maybe I can share my screen. So let me share.
And Ying, while you're getting that set up, Ryan, my only point of feedback on your thumbs up emoji would be to have the ability to send an email for thumbs up as well. So I might want to share feedback about why it's great. So I would say don't limit that to thumbs down.
Got it. I can add that.
Cool.
Yeah. And the whole reasoning to ask Jing to do this is so y'all know what happens when you're doing at least a thumbs down. I don't know about thumbs up, but we really want to get qualitative and quantitative data on how you're experiencing the responses.
Yep. So after you give us feedback, and we will logging that into our backend system, and the data will eventually flows into a model evaluation framework we set up. And so what I'm showing here is a UI for that evaluation framework. As you could see that it will record which VirtualMe internally we create agent. That's the reason why it says agent username. So it basically says what VirtualMe is, what message that was flagged. If it was thumb down, then that message will show up here, and it will be showing the actual output that the model gets. And we'll also have annotations, have what will be the desirable outcome coming from that. And we were adding that as our evaluation data set, as we're in doing more model iterations. Our goal is to making more and more cases to pass. The pass here means that the model output will be closer to a desirable output. So in that way, we are using your feedback to keep improving the model. And after the improvement, the model will improve for the responses that has been flagged.
Jing, one thing that I think of when I see you share this, and I think about the user doing a thumbs down, it gets added as a row here. Do we want to enable the user to tell us what the better answer would have been? And as a user, would you want to do that if there was like a little input text box when you say thumbs down? Because if we don't know that, then we don't know what the passing or the thumbs up version of that would have been. Is that true? Like, is that important to us?
That will be very useful information for us to have. So if users like if we yeah, we would also love to have if they would like to give that feedback. Basically, we're doing the thumbs down. There will be a dialogue saying, what would you expect the answers will look like? And we can then leverage that information to evaluate the models. So I know currently is like just a few options, but if you can specify what will be the grade will look like, that will be even more helpful for us for model iteration. Yeah.
Might be a good thing to discuss at the user group today, Erica, to get people's feedback as well.
Yeah. One thing also, Jing, that I'm thinking about is, would this be the same process when we add this capability to the web app?
Yeah, this will be the same process across all. As you can see that in the in the output here. So this is because this is a backend system, so there's a lot of jargon here. But what this says is that it's not just for a VirtualMe agent, but it can also be report, which is for our current web app. And we also made it possible, work for agent group ID, which is the internal name for which is a feature we built.
Right.
So this will be a framework that we can use to evaluate all the products we have, and in the front end, we should also make them consistent, which sums up and down, they all behave consistently.
Okay, great. And then would we eventually add this to the Chrome extension as well?
Yes, for sure. The Chrome extension, we should also add in that. Yes.
Mm-hmm. One last thing I'd love to get some user feedback on. Ryan, can you share your screen again and go back to the thumbs up, thumbs down view? I know as a user, I often feel like my feedback goes into a revolving file and nothing ever happens to it. Like from the office where it's just yeah, we'll put it in the revolving file. We're not really going to look at it. And so as a user, understanding how incredibly vital my feedback is to actually making the system better would really motivate me to give more feedback. And so I'm just, from a user empathy perspective, I would love for us to think about ways to really help the user understand that this really matters. It's not just a thumbs down and then no one's ever going to look at it. Stuff's actually happening here. So I don't know what the answer to that is. I'd love to know from other users what they'd like to see. One idea, go ahead and click thumbs down. What if we had a link down here with some text that was learn what we do with this feedback. And when a user clicks on that link, it goes to a KB post. And that KB post is our new machine learning engineer, whose name will be anonymous for now because he hasn't started yet. But that person could have a YouTube video, here's what I do with your feedback. I really want your feedback, or something that just helps the user understand how critical it is. So that's just one idea. I don't know, Ryan, if you can think about even more elegant ways than that. But it would really motivate me as a user to know that stuff's being done with my feedback.
Totally. Yeah, that's a good call out.
Yes, that's a great call. And users, I have another question for you. So in terms of how whether the user interaction would be useful for you, and also would you like that user interaction? So one possible way that we can do here, and also will be very useful for our improving our model, is that whenever you click thumbs down and choose an option, we will generate a new responses. Could be sorry you don't like that answer. I can generate a new one for you based on a different flavor of model. And we have built a set of models. They have different characteristics. Some models are very factual. They stick to the facts that appeared. However, they might not be helpful. So sometimes they often say, I don't know the answer. There are also other models who will be more helpful, always answers, but might not be accurate. Some models might be more humorous. Some models may be less humorous. So I wonder if every time you press thumbs down, we will pick another model to generate new responses, which you can do the same thing. And you can keep doing the same thing until you figure out the one that, okay, I like it. Would you like that in action?
So Ryan, can you try clicking one of the options here? And so where it says, thank you for your feedback, there could be a little dialogue, so it says, thank you for your feedback. And then there could be like, would you like another response? Or like click for another response. There could be like a button that a user can click. That's a way that we could start implementing something like that. And then again, Erica, this would be a great thing to get feedback from users on at the user group.
Yep.
Cool. All right. Anything else to add?
Awesome demo, Ryan. Thank you.
Yeah, great demo.
Yep.
And thank you, Jing.
All right. Thank you.